claims
trying
now.
to lure people.
Hold on, there's a lot of interrupting.
Lawsuits.
Let's try to go one at a time right now. But
go ahead.
You're the guy who's out here trying to lure people into defamation lawsuits to make specific claims. When the claim has been made that Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk, it's been made by Erica Kirk, it's been made by Don Trump Jr., it's been made by Jack Posobiec, it's been made by other Turning Point paid shills just like yourself.
Who doesn't work for Turning Point?
Where's the evidence of that?
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm happy to get into all this.
Yeah, it's
In
kind of
fact,
looking
you know
that
what?
way.
I'll promise you this. Can we do a question for a question? How's that?
that's fair.
That's fair. So here's my question.
I'm not
you
here
answer
to
it.
your questions.
I'm not here to
debate
answer
your
any of your
position that
questions.
Tyler Robinson.
I'm
Charlie
not
Kirk.
here to answer any of your. Okay, here I'll start off. Okay, we have
Yeah,
text
so do
message.
you have evidence of that?
we have a text message confession, Stu. Yes.
Okay, I think this is a sign that Stu might be like just ideologically captured here. He can't admit, look, I don't know if this guy was there or not. I think he was. I don't think he was. Whatever his little opinion is. But like he's just so keyed in on it. And you don't ever want to do that when you're doing an investigation, right? When you're trying to do an investigation, you can't just key in on one thing and think that's the only answer, because then you're going to find that to be the only answer.
Okay, what else?
We have text message confessions, Stu, that they not only took screenshots of, but then they pulled the data off, which show that he texted his boyfriend and admitted to the crime, Stu. Text message confessions. Now, I've answered your question. Please answer mine. Was Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk at Fort Tachuca or not?
Let's talk about the confession.
Oh, my God, this guy.
I don't even think text message confessions are like legal. I don't think they're viable. Like you can't prove. It's not like a signed confession. It's very different. Like you don't know who's on the other side of that fucking text. Like you could get somebody's phone and text any kind of confession. So I don't know. I don't even know if that's viable in court. I'm not sure. I got out of law enforcement before they became that big of a deal.
Because
are we going to get some moderation? If you want to debate, you have to answer questions too, Stu. Answer my question.
I'm here to debate whether or not Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk, because
I'm
that's
here
the claim
to debate.
that has been made
Yeah,
by the
and
people
I'm here
who
to
you
debate.
are out shilling for.
No, the debate
They won't
topic
come and
is
debate.
this
You said,
Charlie
"I'll come
Kirk
and debate."
assassination.
You said,
And
I'll
so
come debate. So
I want to
that's
know
what
your
you're here for.
claims. Answer my
Trying to shift
question
the
now.
burden. This
Answer
is
my
not-
question.
This is not debating the topic.
And
of
yes,
what
it
you're
is debating
which
the
is
topic. Answer
Tyler
my
Robinson
question.
and Charlie Kirk.
Okay, you know what? Here, I'll try a different one. See if you can answer another one. Okay, so is it the case then, Stu? Do you believe that a small insect flew into Snow's room and it was actually secretly a government device?
Are you serious? None
Yes.
of this would be a topic of discussion if you could just tell us how Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk. That's the claim that's been made by
I
Turning
just gave you demonstrable evidence that was introduced at the preliminary hearing of text messages, which were taken from Tyler's phone, where he admitted to the entirety of the crime. Stu,
Did Tyler
all of
Robinson
it.
write those messages?
Yes,
How do you know that?
because the chain of custody of his phone he had in his pocket when he came in.
His phone was taken from him immediately, and then a confession was disseminated on Discord.
So do you
How
think
does
that the
happen?
cops? You think that the cops sent them to themselves?
I have no idea.
Yeah, right.
I'm asking you if
Exactly.
you have any evidence that
That is
suggests
evidence.
that Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk.
Are you saying that those text messages aren't evidence of Tyler Robinson murdering
have-
Charlie?
I would say that they're very, 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 very weak evidence, if evidence at all. I don't know if you can even admit that in court. Like I don't know. You can't prove that it's not the same as a signed confession. I'll say that. It's definitely less gooder than a fucking signed confession.
No
Kirk?
idea if those messages belong to Tyler Robinson or not. Do you have any other evidence?
Yes,
Is
they
there
pulled the
anything
data
else? What?
off the phone. They pulled his Google as well. They pulled his Google
There's
data.
no evidence.
Yes, there
that
is
suggests
evidence.
that Tyler Robinson.
And not only
absolutely
is
wrote
there-
those
and not
text
only is there
messages.
evidence,
Is there
I
any
just
other
gave you
evidence other than
great-
text messages? Is that what
That's
we're pinning the whole
bro.
murder case
That is.
on?
I don't
It's a
even
death penalty
think
case.
that I would need to go beyond a text message confession. Besides the fact that what the hell would you even need to go past? That I texted my boyfriend that I
Well-
murdered this guy.
well-
I'm not even sure if that state is a dual state. Like I know, like if it was a recorded phone conversation, you couldn't use that as evidence because in certain states they don't have a dual, like where both parties have to be like aware that they're being recorded. Like some states are both have to, and some states only one have to. So I don't even know if you could use a confession like that if it was like depending on the state. I don't know what state, what is it? Where's it? Utah? They may be a dual party. So if they're dual party, then you can't even use like a phone conversation that's recorded where he says, I did all this shit. So that's really weak evidence at best.
Well, how
and
about
told
this?
him how I did it.
How about the fact that we were told that Tyler Robinson confessed to his dad, confessed to his mom? confessed to a minister, confessed to a U.S. Marshal, confessed to a sheriff.
Yeah.
So in a preliminary hearing, which
I didn't
is
see
the
that
equivalent
introduced.
of which is the equivalent of a grand jury, why would they not call any of those witnesses to say,
Because they didn't need to.
my son confessed that he Charlie
Because
Kirk?
they didn't need to.
They are to provide their most damning evidence during a preliminary
That's not the
hearing.
most damning evidence. The most damning
What
evidence
is?
is
The video
the
that
text
Jack Posobiec
messages.
saw?
No,
No. If he confessed to people and the people are saying, yes, he confessed to me, that is much better evidence than a text message. You have no way of verifying who's on the other end of that phone. There's no way in the world to verify that. So this guy is right. Like, if that was the best evidence, they should have brought that too. That is much better evidence. Just having a human saying, yeah, he said he killed the guys. That's much better. Even though it's hearsay still, it's much better than, a text message that came from somewhere. You can clone a cell phone very easily. You could do all kind of shit. That's nothing. That's nothing.
the text message confession's the most damning evidence.
Well, then
and the
why
fact
would
that they were
Jack
able to pull the
Posobiec and
data
Danny
off
Johnson
of it.
come out and say that they saw a video. It's case closed. It's open and shut.
Yeah, both
They
of those
saw a
guys were
video.
wrong. In fact, the
They
second
were
they
wrong.
said that,
You mean they
yeah.
lied? You mean
I
they
told them.
lied?
I told both those guys that was stupid to do.
There's
I've looked at those video camera feeds, and that's what I worked with for the last 7 years of my career. I was working with those kind of video cameras. There's no reason they don't have a video of him shooting him. If that's the video layout, and why would it not be able to just pan this way? Like, they pan all around. They go like 360. So they would have photograph of better pictures than what we've seen. I'll say that for sure.
the
the
hell's wrong
difference
with you?
between wrong and lying.
Well, what
One
Kai
team,
Schwimmer
one
said,
side of our conversation today, the
Yeah,
side
I'll
that
answer.
you're supporting is filled with liars. The side that that I'm here representing is filled
Yeah.
with people who don't believe the liars.
Okay, great.
My
Turn, Stu.
questions
Hang
and
on.
not getting
Hang on.
answers. These
Yeah.
are the people who need to be answering the questions,
not
but
good
they're
at debates.
cowards and they won't come out here and debate. So they sent you.
But they
Okay.
do.
Here's your evidence.
Andrew, go ahead.
Tyler
Andrew, go ahead. You got a minute.
Robinson
Go
shot
ahead.
Charlie Kirk.
They do.
Andrew,
They
go
do
ahead, you got a
ask
minute.
you- They do ask you for your evidence, and I'm just as connected to this case as you are, which means not at all. Were you some great friend of Charlie? Are you somehow super connected to this in a way that I'm not? What gives you the right to represent a view against TPUSA, but not for me to represent a view on their behalf if I agree with them? What?
Okay, so represent.
Hang on,
Sue,
hang
Sue,
on,
Sue.
How is it that you
Hey, hold on.
My turn,
Let's do
Stu.
uninterrupted. Come
Yeah, chill out, Stu. What is
Come on,
it?
come on.
Well, how is it that you have some great authority as a questioner, but I have no great authority to question you with my own questions as my own form of questioner, questioning the questioners? Tell me where it is that you end up with this great authority and I don't. Why is it that you deserve to talk to these people, but I'm stuck talking with you instead of the people who profess most of this? You're stuck talking with me for the same reason I'm stuck talking with you. It's because the people on your side are too cowardly, the ones who actually profess this stuff, to stand by any of their views. You yourself, sir, will not stand by your own views right this second. You ask me for evidence, I give you tons. By the way, with Tyler Robinson, there was way more Robinson DNA than Twigs. That's a lie. You say that these
That
photos,
was
you
manipulated.
say that
There
these
was
Hold on,
photos,
hold on.
testimony.
It's my turn to Stu.
Almost done.
say
You
that
got
there's
10 seconds,
photos-
Andrew. 10 seconds.
You say there's photos there that were wrong. That's a lie. You're just making shit up, Stu, because that's what you people do. You just make it up.
Go ahead, Stu.
What did I make up? What photos are you talking about that I made up?
You
I'm
said that
talking
Eric.
about
Hey,
guys
Andrew,
that
Andrew,
work
Andrew,
for Tur- I'm
He asked
talking-
me.
No, I don't care about the 1 minute, 1 minute. You make some claim like that. I
Mhm.
want to know what the fuck you're talking
What
about.
photos do you
Furthermore-
are you claiming that Erica Kirk forged with kids that weren't hers? What?
Well, you know that picture with her finger over it. That was
Yeah.
the alibi. It wasn't on
Gave up.
Fort Huachuca. The
Prove those
entire
weren't her
world has
kids.
Seen that. The entire
Prove those
world has
weren't
seen
her
that.
kids. Prove it. How do you know those weren't her kids?
I have seen the pictures of Charlie Kirk's kids.
That doesn't
Everybody,
prove
everybody knows.
The
And
faces are obstructed,
It was for the
Stu.
wrong day.
The faces are
That's not an
obstructed,
alibi, it's
Stu.
for a
By the way,
completely
it wasn't
different
for the
day.
wrong. How do you
And
know it was for the wrong
actually-
day?
And
How do you know?
actually, from
Minutia.
what I understand, it's already been confirmed from Turning Point that one of those kids, in fact, wasn't her. So you guys can't even keep your story straight.
No.
From the shill to the Turning
Okay, who
Point people
confirmed
pay
it?
you.
Yeah, who confirmed it?
From what I have heard, somebody in Turning
Oh,
Point
from
has
what you
acknowledged.
heard.
Yes, somebody
Oh,
in
great.
Turning Point. And you can maybe that's wrong. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I
Steve,
can
that's
guarantee
great.
that
You
these are
heard
not
it.
her kids.
Oh, that's great. You heard it from somebody who supposedly through the grapevine.
Andrew, even
This is great
regardless-
evidence, Stu.
Regardless if that's true or not,
Uh-huh.
she provided an alibi for the wrong day. She was
No,
using Andrew
bro.
Colbert to provide that alibi to Gary Melton.
Where did
where
where
at the
did
same time he
Yeah.
accidentally outed Andrew Colbert
Uh-huh.
as being his source of information.
So you don't believe that
These
Erica
people
Kirk?
have lied when telling the truth
Yeah.
suits them better.
You don't believe that Erica?
This is why I try to never defend liars, because you just kind of end up defending all the bullshit they say and you know is not true. And that's kind of where we're at here. Like, why are you defending TPUSA? Fuck them. Fuck them. What have they done to deserve any defense from anyone?
Kirk was at the
The
hospital with
most
her mom.
consequential political assassination of our lifetime.
Erica
These are
Kirk
the
wasn't
people
at the
who are
hospital with
lying.
her mom.
Tyler Robinson has not told a lie.
Dude, this guy will filibuster forever, dude. If you don't do the time.
Where are
You
Tyler
won't answer
Robinson's lies?
questions.
I can point out all kinds of lies. You're
just
here
gonna filibuster,
to tell
bro.
me why Tyler
You
Robinson
gotta enforce the
should be
time,
put
so
to
this guy
death
will
for
never
killing
stop,
Charlie
bro.
Kirk.
Okay, we're
filibuster
going in
the
circles with this back and forth about these claims.
And we will be, because the debate here was his position is that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
It
And
still
that's
is. The
what
evidence
this
supports
entire
it.
Camp, all of the people,
Yeah,
all
the
of
evidence
the people
supports
that
it.
none of them will come out and say that. You're out here asking.
I thought
I'll
you
debate
said that
on
that's all they
I'll debate
say.
you on that. Do you want to come and have a discussion about that? Yeah, I would love you to tell me where's all the evidence that Tyler Robinson should be put to death.
Yeah,
And you
let's
can't even
start-
do that.
let's
So you
start
do
with
what
the
you always
text
do, which is
message
the shifting of
confessions.
burden.
Yeah,
And I
we
don't
have-
even know.
we have
Nobody
text
knows that
message
Tyler Robinson
confessions,
wrote
too.
those text message confessions. They sound
Oh,
like they
I
were
know.
written by GP, chat
So who do
GP
you
cop.
So who do you think wrote them, Stu? Oh, I don't know. Who could say?
Are you
The
ignoring?
Jew.
Which is kind of the problem with text message confessions. That's the question with every one of them. How do you know who wrote it? Because Stu doesn't know doesn't mean that Tyler wrote them. It just means that, hey, somebody typed some shit and got sent. So who knows? Who knows? I just think that that's not really good evidence. And you can't really even call that a confession. You could just call that some evidence that they collected, because it doesn't prove that he said that. It just proves that that was typed on something and it's on that computer now. That's not evidence. I mean, it is, but not strong.
Are you
Wrote them, Andrew.
Okay.
Who do you think wrote them, bro?
okay? So you must be ignoring the fact that our government continuously lies. Like, are you?
Okay,
expect? Do
great.
you think
Yeah,
that
the government
audience is a
lies.
bunch of
Who do you
idiots?
think wrote them, Stu?
I don't accept the government narrative that
I know.
Tyler
Who do you think
Robinson
wrote 'em,
killed
Stu?
Charlie Kirk or
do
any of
you-
the made-up evidence.
Who do you
like
think wrote them?
confessions.
Who do you think wrote
Why
them?
didn't his mom confess? I don't know
Who do you think wrote
them.
them? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
who
the whole
knows?
point.
Who could say?
The burden
Yeah,
is on
they're
the
on
state
his
to prove
phone.
that they're
They're
Tyler
on his phone.
Robinsons.
They take pictures of him on the phone. Then they pull the data off the phone. That's not
Okay.
enough evidence for you, though, Stu, because at some point the could have written them somewhere, right?
Okay, I thought you didn't want to do ad homs. Where do the
That's
Jews
not an
come
ad
from?
hom.
They're everywhere.
How is that an ad
Okay.
hom?
Because you know that's what you've been watching my show. That's what you want to do. You want me to get on a chair, which I can do. If you want to debate the, we can do that.
Well, what I'm doing, well, all I'm doing is pointing this out. It's like put in anyone you want. The blacks did it. Whoever, whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay,
Whatever
so is
conspiracy
Lance
that you
Twiggs's-
want. You
is
can
Lance
just
Twiggs's DNA on the screwdriver and the rifle?
It is.
Was
And
it on the
very,
phone?
and it's much lesser to a much
Was it
lesser
on the
degree than
phone?
Robinson's.
Was it on the phone?
I didn't see that in the preliminary.
So do you know if it was on the phone? Did
I
Lance
don't.
Twiggs write the confessions? Was
I don't.
Lance Twiggs riding around in an SUV planting Tyler Robinson evidence on Palantir property?
Do you have
know?
any evidence that
It's
Twiggs
not
was doing
incumbent
that?
upon me to prove that Tyler Robinson is innocent. Do
It
you
is the
understand
second
how
you
Justice,
this
post
welcome
it
back.
as an
justice
alternative
works?
theory. As soon as you
Murder
post
investigation.
Instead of getting into more personal claims, how about we get into, we haven't seen it spelled out, but what we actually think happened or what is really going on. This is still going on. It's in trial. I would like to hear from both, if you guys are okay with this, if we hear some theories and we hear what do you think actually happened? What's the truth?
So, but
Great.
hold on a second. To do that, what we're doing is we're prosecuting the investigators, which is millions of people who don't believe Turning Point USA that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. There should
So-
be no problem providing evidence to
So he's not
argue,
going to give you one,
debate
Stico.
that Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk. I
He's
talk
not.
about this shit every day.
He's not going to
I
actually
talk
give
about
you.
this. I talk
anything.
about my perspective. What I
Can you
have
tell me what
learned
you think happened? then?
every single day.
I'll tell you what I think happened if you tell me what you think happened. Go ahead, Stu. What happened?
I talk about every single day what I've
Yeah,
learned.
what happened?
That's what I
Brett?
spend I'm here to debate you about.
I know, and I'm
Tyler
asking
Robinson
you.
and Charlie
Happened.
Kirk.
What do you think happened? That's what Sneeko wants to know. It's what the audience wants to
We
know.
could
What do
find
you
a
think
point of
happened?
contention. If we both spell this out, then we can
Yeah, what
find
do you
a
think
way
happened,
to lead the
Stu? Tell us.
discussion.
What I don't believe happened is that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk in his neck bones of steel with his grandfather's stolen 30-06 and confessed to his dad and confessed to a minister and a U.S. Marshal and turned himself in.
Yeah. So what do you
Beyond
think
that-
happened?
Hold on, let him
Beyond
answer.
that,
I'll say this. I don't think that rifle teleported from the top of that building to the woods where they found it, because I saw the guy jump off the roof. So if that rifle's not up there, then that means nobody up on that roof shot it, because he didn't have it in the video where he jumped off the side of the building. There's no way he had a rifle in a bag like this big. Like, that's just not how the mechanics of rifles work. So I'd like to know that. Like, that's why I'm curious. Like, I don't have any theories about this. I'm just curious, and I'd like to know these. I'd like to have my questions answered. So I'm hoping that we get that in the trial. But these people that go out on a limb here and just like want to die on that limb of this Fort Huachuca has something to do with it. Like, I don't even know that that matters. Either the kid did it or the kid didn't do it. And I see some weird things that happen, like teleporting rifles that kind of take themselves apart and put themselves back together somehow, or, you know.
Let him answer.
There can be all kinds of speculation as to what happened. I know that I have examined a whole bunch of interesting banks of data, including image searches, including flight tracking information. For example, Turning Point USA planes being on tarmacs in the middle of the night in airfields, the same airfields that were involved with the cocaine cowboy, with Iran-Contra. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, they're on these airfields for 20 or 30 minutes. They leave there, they go to a bigger airport. Then they overlap 24 times, 24 to 27 times with aircraft that are owned by Miriam Adelson. They're on the tarmac with Miriam Adelson's planes for 1 to 2 hours. And then every single time Miriam Adelson's plane leaves and it goes to to Israel. I think that's really interesting. These are all types of different things that I have been investigating, and I would love to ask Turning Point USA about them because I think that they are relevant and pertinent. But it's not
that at a military base.
It's not incumbent upon me to prove that that has something to do with the death of Charlie Kirk.
Great.
It's incumbent upon the people who are trying Tyler Robinson for his life to prove that he actually did it. So where's the evidence of that?
Okay, so here's
Aside from a confession that we don't
I'm
know.
going to give you
he
the
made.
same.
Okay, Andrew, go ahead.
I'll give you the same exact answer back. Here's what I don't believe, Stu. I don't believe a microphone blew his neck out. I don't believe that Snow saw anybody at Fort Huachuca. I don't believe that you can tie Colvette to anything. I don't believe you can tie Erica to anything. I don't believe you have a single credible eyewitness or alternative theory. I don't believe that you have anything, Stu. Nothing. I don't think your investigation has proven a single thing.
But what do you believe?
Not one.
What do you?
Not yours. Not Candace's.
I don't believe
nobody's.
that the state's
In
prosecution
fact,
of
hang on,
Tyler
my turn.
Robinson has
My
proven
turn.
a single thing.
The answer to the question is, what do you think happened? What, Andrew?
Well, okay, but how come he didn't have to answer that question then, Sneeko?
He said he doesn't believe in the narrative, so he's
That's
giving.
not what happened. That's what didn't happen. I'm answering in the same way. So tell me, if he tells me what he thinks happened, I'll tell him what I think happened. I think that's
To be fair, it sounded like he was rejecting the official narrative. So I would like to hear.
To be fair, he literally refused to answer that question that you're now demanding that I answer, which is what happened. What do you think happened, Stu? What? What?
I just told you that I don't believe the official narrative. I answered your question.
That's
There's
not
been
answering the
nothing but
question.
lies. I have talked to you about.
It is a weird kind of assumption here that if you don't believe the official narrative, you have to have another narrative to replace it. Like I can say that some shit is weird that went on and say I don't really know. It's not incumbent upon me to know what did go on, just to tell you, hey, that's some weird shit that's happening over there. I mean, I don't know. I see that a little different, but
Miriam
maybe I'm wrong.
Adelson's planes being with Turning Point planes and then going directly to Israel.
So do you think Miriam
27
Adelson
times.
had a hand in murdering Charlie Kirk?
Do you think that Tyler Robinson had a hand in
Yeah,
Charlie?
Yes.
it's weird.
It's not
Weird
yes.
narrative.
that has the burden to prove that Miriam Adelson or
man.
Erica Kirk or Tyler Boyer or Andrew Colvett or anybody, that it's not incumbent upon me to prove that these people, Charlie Kirk.
Then how's it incumbent
Tyler
upon you to
Robinson
disprove?
on trial for his life? That is
Yeah.
how do you understand how the judicial process works in this
I
country?
do. Yep. Innocent until proven guilty.
So,
do you understand how
you-
evidence works in
Do
this
you
country? That
understand
you
that
can
it
be
is the
guilty.
burden?
Yeah, you can still be guilty of a crime even if you're presumed innocent. In this particular case, we have lots and lots of evidence that you have not refuted. You haven't refuted the text messages. You haven't
Yes, I
refuted the
did.
DNA. You
Yes, I
haven't
did.
refuted any. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's start with the easiest one possible for you. Is it actually impossible, Stu, that a 30-06 hit Charlie Kirk? Is that actually impossible?
Based on my experience with 30-06,
Uh-huh.
everything that I've seen with 30-06,
Uh-huh.
no, I don't believe that he was shot by a 30-06. And I think
Okay.
just 20 seconds ago, I said, I don't believe the official narrative. That includes a transgender, furry, homosexual climbing or scaling the side of a building in broad daylight without being detected.
Hang on.
with a
Let's
rifle
just start with the
shoved down his
30-06.
pants,
Let's just start with the
using his
30-06.
grandfather's
Let's do
stolen
one claim at a
30-06.
time.
I'm just telling.
No, I think the furry's not the one climbing it. I think the furry's at home wearing a fox costume. I don't know how it all works. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that the furry they're saying is at home, and that the furry fucker is the one that climbed on the building, which is still just as silly. I think the furry's a little more likely, but
Telling you what I
whatever.
don't believe.
I
You just
understand
asked
you
me.
don't believe, but you see
said
what you
start with the
did.
easiest thing, the 30.
Yeah, and now we've got the easiest thing. You just made a claim. You do not believe. You say this did not happen. He was not
the
shot
burden
with a
of
30-06.
proof is not
That is the burden of proof
upon
now.
me.
It is.
No,
The
it's
second you
not.
say that's not true.
Me proving Tyler Robinson innocent is not where the burden
No,
lies.
no, no. I
It
didn't
is
ask
you
you
to prove
I
that
didn't
there
ask
is
you that.
evidence that
I
says
asked you
it's
to
an
prove,
open and shut case.
I asked you to prove it was impossible.
Turning
Stu.
Point USA is saying it is an
Yeah,
open and
Stu,
shut case, and
Stu,
that
answer the
Tyler
question.
Robinson is guilty.
Stu,
When you said
when
you
you
wanted
said-
to debate
bro,
that,
this guy's
I said
just gonna
I would be
filibuster
more than happy
forever.
to debate.
It's a weird thing Andrew's asking for here too. He said, "Do you think that?" And the guy said, "I don't think that a 30-06 did that." And I said, "Now prove it. Prove what you think." People think all kind of things that aren't provable. Like I can't prove that the 2020 elections were stolen, but I saw enough that I think I know what happened. And that's kind of where everybody's at with most of these conspiracy theories. We just kind of think we know what happened based off of how much they lied to you about everything else. So
Debate that.
proof is
Yeah,
weird.
let's go
You
back
want
to
talk
times,
about exploding
Sneeko.
microphones.
This
You
guy
want to talk
he'll
about
never answer
documented,
anything.
open source, irrefutable
I
data
know.
that
We'll
nobody
just,
can
you
explain
know what?
away.
I'm just going to sit here
You
and
want to talk
filibuster
about
too,
Google
then.
image searches.
I
You want
will-
to talk
I'll
about
read my
traffic
source.
Hold on,
jams,
hold on.
about exploding
I don't know.
microphones.
Why not just address some of the
I
claims?
want to talk about what the claim is that you're
I'm
making,
trying to.
which is what I said I would come
Yeah,
here
I'm
and
trying
debate,
to,
which
but
is
you're
that Tyler
filibustering.
Robinson, Charlie Kirk, and you
Yeah,
have no evidence.
but you're
of that. So where
filibustering.
is
I
it?
gave you tons of evidence. You're not addressing any of it. Let's start with the 30-06.
I did.
Let's start with the 30-06.
Expert?
No,
Okay, is Gary Melton a ballistics expert?
no. By his own
Okay,
admission.
is Valhalla, is Erica Kirk a ballistic expert?
Nope.
Okay, but she said she forgives Tyler Robinson. So she
bad
but
argument.
do you
is saying
see?
that Tyler
makes no
Robinson is
sense.
guilty.
Yeah,
Is
hang
Jack
on.
Posobiec a ballistics expert?
No, of course not.
Well, he
But
says that it's an
so
open
we've
and
all
shut
established
case.
that none of us are ballistics experts, right? We've established that. Great.
I don't
so
need
now,
to be a ballistics
let's
expert
get into the
for you
expert.
to tell me
Or
what
let's get
evidence
into what
proves that Tyler
Stu needed to do a little more research on Andrew and maybe like just know a little more than to come with this kind of silliness. These are bad arguments he's making, but I kind of like agree with part of what he's saying. Like it's not incumbent on him to prove his case here. He's just saying what he thinks, just like Andrew says what he thinks, and that's just kind of how this game gets played. We're not in a court of law. We're on the internet.
Robinson
going
killed
to
Charlie
give it
Kirk,
to you.
and that's what you said
Bro,
you were here to
You
debate.
have to stop talking, or I can't give you the evidence. Do you want it or not?
You're
So
asking
look-
me if I'm a
Autumn
ballistics
soldier.
expert and if I believe that
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah,
Kovitz
yeah, I
smoked
just want- a
cigarettes
yes or no
at
would be
some
fine.
fort in Tucson.
Yeah.
Where, when he,
great.
by the way, when he said that and
Yeah.
pretended that he
Are we
had
ever
no
going to get to
idea
the
what
evidence?
Fort Huachuca
Stu?
was.
Stu, are
Do
we
you
ever
know
going to
that
get to the evidence?
immediately
Stu?
after that?
You're just you're prattling, bro.
This is when the
Oh my
TPUSA
God.
Kinda prattling.
plane actually landed on Fort Huachuca.
Yeah. Can we get to the evidence
But
now?
he's going to pretend he doesn't know what that is.
So let's start with the 30-06. Are
Okay.
you aware that the U.S. Army has released many studies on the 30-06, including a very comprehensive
I don't
study
care. That does
where they
not
went
connect
over.
Tyler Robinson
Yeah,
to the
bro,
shooting death of Charlie Kirk, which is
I
what
don't,
we're
all
here
right,
to
we'll do a
debate.
time limit, Sneeko. The guy won't even let me speak. He just
we don't have to do the
filibusters.
time. You seem like you both abandoned it, but let's just.
I'm not going to sit here and read you studies from the government to prove
What are we
that
supposed
Tyler
to
Robinson
debate
is
then?
innocent.
We're supposed to debate what? You won't even go over
You
the
made
evidence
the claim
with me.
that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. Turning
I'm trying to
Point
go
made
over
claim.
the evidence,
You're all
but you
over the
won't
place.
stop
You're online
talking, bro.
saying that.
DNA
This is
asked you
why-
what,
Hold on.
and you said Jack
Okay,
Posobiec went in and
let's
lied
say
to the
no
camera
magic
about a
tricks
video.
were done. Let's say
What?
no magic tricks were
Okay,
done,
great.
and
Let's say
Tyler
none.
Robinson's DNA was found on a gun that apparently is his own. Okay, great.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And we can get to that.
Okay,
my
let's.
DNA is on this pen.
Uh-huh.
If my audio video guy comes and takes this pen and walks out and stabs somebody,
Yeah.
my DNA is on it. Does that mean that I stabbed that person? No. Okay. Well, anyways, none
What?
of the evidence
What
that
does
was
that have to do with
presented-
anything?
Here's the part that they're not missing. Why is his twink lover's DNA on his gun? Do twink lovers go hunting a lot with you? Like, why is the twink lover's DNA on the murder weapon? And why does he get like immunity in this case? And the other guy, we're just going to say he's the guilty one. So we're not giving him shit. We're going to try and murder him. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, if I've never had even my girlfriend's DNA on my guns, like, why is that there? They have a different relationship, I guess.
None of the evidence that because the DNA wasn't enough.
By itself, it wouldn't be
the
enough.
confession
The
wasn't
fact
enough.
that he happened to,
Everybody knows that it's not enough, which is why
Yeah.
Jack Posobiec and Benny Johnson lied. It's why they misrepresented what happened in the
that's
courtroom.
just, bro. That's
why they came out
You
of the
see how you
courtroom
get
and
to a
lied, because
conclusion?
they know
You
that
see
what
how you-
has been
that makes-
shown is not enough evidence to
bro.
convince anybody
Stu.
that putting this patsy to death is
How did you get to the
reasonable.
conclusion, Stu? How do you
I didn't even think about that. It's two guys. So there's probably sperm on everything. Who knows? Who knows why it's on the gun? I don't want to know.
get to the conclusion that because
Jack Posobiec
it
lied?
wouldn't be enough, it wouldn't be enough if some guy out in your parking lot stabbed somebody with your pen that your DNA was on it, that somehow that means Jack Posobiec has to lie about seeing a video. That
Okay,
conclusion
no.
doesn't follow from what you just said. What are
You
you?
contacted her?
Okay,
Yeah.
Andrew, go. You have a minute uninterrupted about
Okay,
Candace
yeah,
Owens'
great.
investigation.
So this is super easy, right? They haven't uncovered nothing. They just make these claims of like, oh, Charlie Kirk's friends betrayed him and they were mean to him and they actually secretly hated him and all this, right? But they never demonstrate any of it, ever. They've never been able to tie a single member of the TPUSA team, nor Erica Kirk, nor anybody else other than Robinson to this. Not one person have they been able to tie to this from TPUSA. Nobody.
Including
Hang on,
including
Stu,
Tyler
do you
Robinson.
know what the word uninterrupted means? That means it's my turn. So thing is funny.
Right, but they're not trying to overturn this in a court. He's thinking that they hasn't shown anybody beyond a reasonable doubt. That's not their job. Their job is not to get to reasonable doubt. Their job is to just create reasonable doubt on the Tyler Robinson narrative. It's a different metric here. You're not really held to the same standards. You're just trying to create doubt. So if you're trying to do that, you are creating a little doubt with these accusations. You just have to back them up and prove they're true. And that's what I think the miscommunication is.
Funny is like they haven't uncovered anything, nothing. All they do is say TPUSA is lying about this. They're lying about that.
Right. And that should create some doubt in their veracity. Like you can't trust what they're saying. Something shady is going on because people usually don't lie in murder investigations unless there's something kind of untoward going on. So that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to raise suspicion so that they can create that reasonable doubt in the Tyler narrative, right? That's all they're trying to do. So Andrew's thinking they have to rise to this reasonable doubt expectation, and they do not. They do not. They're just creating reasonable doubt. So
Blah, 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 blah. TPUSA is also, it's not incumbent upon them to investigate this. It's not incumbent upon them to do law enforcement's job. It's not incumbent upon them to do any of that. You can call Erica Kirk a liar because you disagree with her theories, but I can't say you're lying because you won't support any of your theories. That's hilarious to me. You just say it's not incumbent on me, but somehow it's incumbent on them. That's an insane position. They've uncovered nothing.
Stu, go ahead.
Andrew's not understanding. They're not fighting for their life. They're not the one on trial, right? They would have to do that if they were trying to get them convicted of this crime, but they're not. What they're trying to do is create reasonable doubt in the Tyler narrative. So they can do that, and that's why there are uneven parallels here for what you need for, your burden of proof. But that's what Andrew's not getting. There is no burden of proof when you're just trying to create doubt.
Go ahead, you have a
Nothing
minute.
new to date.
Actually,
Nothing.
there's been a lot uncovered, and yeah, there are confirmed times where Erica Kirk